Michael, how's it done for the past 2.5 years? It's been great. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome and thanks for hanging out with me. Yep. Hey, Corey and I moved from Dublin to the woods so that we could get away from those airplanes that used to break up every single video, and now it's a chainsaw. All right, thanks for joining us. If you guys haven't been here before, my name is Michael. This is Overland Bound. We created this channel to get you out there into the great outdoors so you can seek that solace, become grounded, give you the time that you need to rejuvenate and refresh. Today, it's all about this Overland Pros awning. Spoiler, I'm a fan. Now, a lot of you guys saw my other 270-degree awning and you're like, Michael, how could that get any better? It's easy to deploy. It stands up by itself. Well, wait just another 30 seconds. I'm about to show you how. How do you go from 80 square feet of awesome shade to 130 square feet? Here's how. There it is, you guys. Another 40 square feet of shade, but I've had it for 2.5 years. So you guys might have seen the video maybe 2.5 years ago about, and now this is the follow through. Maybe you guys haven't pulled the trigger on an awning, you've still been considering it and you wanna know, hey, how's it done after 2.5 years? So there's the timestamp. I'll talk specifically about how it's done over 2.5 years. You can skip forward to that, but if you're considering buying an awning, let's talk about a couple of other things first. One, some of the things you may not have thought about why you need an awning, and also some tips on taking care of your awning and just the use of the awning, some of the things you're gonna wanna keep in mind. I'll go through it as efficient as I possibly can, which is not very efficient. Okay, why do you want an awning? So first, the obvious thing, keep the rain off your head. That's the one we all know, and certainly this awning does a fantastic job at that. But also, we travel down through Baja, the Mojave Desert, every kind of terrain you can think about. And in those really extreme environments, it's essential to keep the sun off your head as well. So just any kind of shelter, whether it be sun or rain, it is really nice to have an awning. And in some cases, it's essential. If you don't have one, you're not on the outside of your vehicle at all. All right, so, talking about the market, you guys are gonna see things from the $400 range, and then it's gonna be some eyebrow-raising prices all the way up to $3,000 and above. So we start getting into the Alucab range and the Easy On range. Those are really expensive, but you're getting a top of the market fabrication as well. Well, where Overland Pros sits, and this is why I really like it, is it's accessible to more people. It's a really good balance between cost and durability. I'm not nice to the vehicle. If you guys have seen any of the other videos, you know that we really use our equipment quite hard. And if you haven't seen any of our other videos, make sure you go and watch at least 100 of them because they're really, really good. Okay, you're gonna learn everything you need to know. All right. So we're not kind to our equipment, and when we talk to you guys about equipment, we're talking about stuff that we genuinely like, not paid for. This is our own personal experience with the kit. So the Overland Pros line of products, including their tents, their awnings, and everything they do, hits that sweet spot between durability and cost. If you go too cheap, you're just gonna break it. I've broken a lot of equipment because I went too inexpensive, and it's just not gonna last for what you guys wanna do, getting out there and really, exploring. So you do have to spend a little bit of money. You can't go bottom of the barrel. At the same time, you may not have to go to the extreme high end, and that's a really good spot. That's the really good spot that Overland Pros sits in. So talking about the features of the Overland Pros awning, you guys saw it sets up in 45 seconds. It's super easy. I use it, and that's a good test of your gear. If it is convenient, you're gonna use it. We'll throw up this awning when we stop on the trail for lunch. It's that convenient. So It unfolds very easily. And then also it does have legs, but you don't need to use these legs. I never use these legs. However, if you get the optional walls or you think you're gonna hang something on your awning, then you're gonna wanna use the optional support legs. So it does have those. This is the Wraptor 6K. That means it wraps all the way from the driver's side of the vehicle, all the way around. Beyond 270, there's a nice stretch of coverage that goes all the way parallel with the vehicle to the front of the vehicle. So you get a lot of shelter and shade. And also, one of my favorite features, you might not think this is a feature, but it is. One of my favorite features is the bag is not too small. You can fit it in the bag. I can put the Wraptor up by myself and I can fold it up by myself. You have to know the folding sequence, but once you know the folding sequence, it's really easy to get it in the bag. The bag is plenty large. Important feature and a pro tip. I am throwing caution to the wind right now. You see the breeze is picking up and I don't have this tied down. Always tie down your awning. I'll see if I can demonstrate that here for you in a second. Always tie down your awning. The awning comes with ropes to either stake to the ground, or in my case, it's super convenient. I just go from these loops or one of these support rods to the loop on my bumper and tie it down to keep it from folding in the wind. This is a great big sail. So you have to make sure that you secure it, because a gust of wind will come in a split second and fold it. So you really do have to be careful about that. Make sure you tie it down, especially if you're going, you're going to bed, you don't know what the weather's gonna be. Throw down one rope. And another pro tip, take a white piece of cloth and tie it to the rope that goes from here to there. Otherwise, you're gonna clothesline your kids, you're gonna clothesline your wife, they're not gonna be happy. It's not gonna be a good trip. So make sure they can see that there's a rope here, and it will catch their eye so that they don't accidentally get hung up in. Okay. Michael, how's it done for the past 2.5 years? It's been great. No, I'm just kidding. I'll give you a little more information. It has been, it's been fantastic. Again, we are not nice to our equipment. I have no patience for things that will just break. I break a lot of equipment, and if it's not made well, you don't have to try too hard to break a thing. It just happens, especially if you are an adventurer, an explorer, a wanderer that wants to get off-grid, off-trail in a four-wheel drive vehicle and find complete isolation. You're gonna break your gear unless you spend a little bit of money on it. So again, this is a good price range. I do my thing, and this thing has stood the test of time. Now, I had one case where I broke it. Can you guess what that case is? Yep, I was doing a cleanup in the Mojave, on the Mojave Road, and we were done with the cleanup. I put my awning up because, Mojave Desert, put my awning up and started walking away from the truck. And my buddy Kelly was like, hey, Chief, Admiral, Skipper, pointing at my truck. This thing was pointing straight up in the air because there was no wind, and then all of a sudden, bam, folded it. Now, Nick at Overland Pros really took care of me. I told him the deal, and he said, hey, I'll send you a couple new brackets. So I got the new brackets. It was almost like a safety mechanism. The bracket bent, not the awning. So that was great. But again, that was negligence on my part. Don't underestimate the power of nature. The wind. I mean, there's nothing you can do. There's no awning that will withstand it. You really do have to, at least one guideline, tie it down. But other than that, it has been great. One more pro tip, make sure you air it out when once it gets wet. If it gets wet, as soon as you can, you fold it up, it's raining. You fold it up, it's snowing, to take a random example. You get snowed in the Sierras, like that would ever happen. And you you put it away and it's wet. Make sure you remember when you get home to open that thing up and let it air out. Otherwise, you might get those little black spots of mildew on it. Now that'll come off with bleach, but if you can avoid the hassle, then air out your awning all the time. Once it gets wet, make sure it's nice and dry. You guys, so Overland Pros website down below. They don't just sell awnings. They've got a great line of tents. Check out their clamshell tents. It really is good gear. If you see the prices, you might go, but no, it really is good gear. It's a great bang for buck product. Go over to their website, check them out. They're friends of ours, great guys. You guys, hope this was useful. Till next time, outfit, explore, and we'll see you on the trail.